I was so thankful when I came across this post. People rarely celebrate art anymore. They just critique it. Music is supposed to move people, man. Music is supposed to help us get through our days. It's also used as a celebration to increase our frequency and things like that. And it's like because of like social media now, everybody wants to be the first to give a take on something, and it's taken away from the purity in this music, man. I got into it with some people, man. Well, I was just say I got into it, but I had a little back and forth with some people about the game recently, like was like critiquing J. Cole album. And I just thought it was weird because I'm like, first of all, the album hasn't even been out for a significant amount of time. It's not even been out a month. We're talking like 3 days and you already reviewing it. And you saying it's a 7 out of 10 and you critiquing it from a peer's point of view, a hater, and something else. And I'm just like, no, no, hell no. This ain't what this music is about. Albums at one point would take years to make. It's no telling how long it took Cole to make this album. And you mean to tell me you can summarize it in 3 days? Ain't no way. Because the way you feel about an album on Monday, you won't feel that way 2 Mondays from now. You may not even feel that way Sunday. You gotta live with the album. It's just like reading a book. They say every time you can read the same book if 3 different times, like for 3 different decades, and based on life experiences and what you've endured or conquered, you would read the book completely different. And that's the same way with music. Like you may not be able to relate to an album because you haven't experienced some of the things that's been spoken about, or because you don't live that type of lifestyle or come from it, you wouldn't even understand. So it's like you can't, when you get to critiquing these albums, man, you're basically painting a narrative. That's starting to be like part of the marketing for some of these albums. Like people try to get certain people to say something and people follow influence. I just don't think it's a good look, man. And I would advise everyone, I always say this, anytime somebody hit me up and be like, what you think about the album? I'm like, bruh, ask me like next year. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I'm not going to, whatever I say now is going to be completely different if I'm living with the album. And now people don't even be listening to these albums from start to finish. They be listening to certain songs or whatever's on a playlist or whatever got the most plays. That's a disservice to the actual album. That's the whole point. It's a complete package from the artwork to the visuals to the concert. Everything is part of the package, man, of experiencing the album. That's why they call it an album. I just don't even think now people even know what an album is and how you're supposed to how you supposed to engage with it, man. And it's just very disheartening, especially with me being a creator. I see why people ain't big on dropping these projects no more, man. Or they just be throwing stuff around, chasing the algorithm for these Spotify playlists and all that. Because it's like, man, a lot of people aren't appreciating these albums the way they're supposed to appreciate them. And you definitely can't talk about the album if you ain't went to a show to see it live. Like someone like Tyler, the Creator, that's not somebody you should just listen to the album. You have to literally like do everything. You gotta go to the shows, watch the interviews, pay attention to the artwork. You probably need to buy the actual album, the physical copy, to see like what's in the CD booklet or whatever the case may be, because he's that detailed in his artistry. He's that hands-on. Like he produces these records, he writes them, he does the video treatment, and his show game is like it embodies theatrical, like and a theatrical experience. Like, man, there's so much that goes into it. I'm just naming one artist off the cuff, but it's so many more artists like that. And you just think, oh, if I press play from track 1 to track 12, this is what the album is, and it's like, nah, man, this is you can't do that, man. I may be on the island on my own, just like Prince and Gillis, or however you say his name, that I saw it, but I had to put this out there because I had wanted to make a video about when the game said what he said about J. Cole album. And I'm just like, nah, man, I don't agree with that, man. Like, you can't do that, man. Like, live with this art, man. For real. Digest it, experience it. Don't be so quick to give an opinion or what you think about it, because um it's a timestamp, and it's intentional with everything that's being produced. So sometimes it can take a lifetime to understand what was happening, because some of these albums influence the greatest albums, that end up coming out. You just never know what you're listening to, because art is subjective. If you made this far to the video, I want to say thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the God Level Genius YouTube channel. Follow me on Rumble, Twitch, TikTok at God Level Genius. I am James Virgodo, and as always, be God level. The genius is in you. God Level Genius.